2 months ago, the YouTube CEO announced the video platform would, quote, no longer going to allow comments on videos that are featuring young minors and older minors that are engaged in risky behavior. Now, this was in response to bloggers pointing out that at times suspicious and at times outright disturbing comments viewers were leaving on seemingly innocuous videos featuring minors. But thanks to an investigative report from the Daily Caller, it now appears that that problem may only be the tip of the iceberg. On closer examination, YouTube doesn't just allow these comments, they're allowing videos of children as young as 6 years old in lingerie and sexualized poses that serve as advertisements for child pornography sites found on, as you know it, the dark net. For more on this, let's turn to the author of this report, video journalist Caitlin McFall. Caitlin, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So how did you initially come across this issue?
It was actually in response to the video that Matt Watson posted. I was just doing a follow-up to see if YouTube had actually been taking down the comment sections, and not only found that they weren't, but they had also backtracked that and said that, you know, some creators are going to be allowed to keep their comment sections. Just it was unclear who those people were, and the majority of videos still have their comment sections up. And then in looking into this, we found that people were still commenting, they just weren't timestamping, and they were actually also commenting on videos that had been commercially produced and posted. So what has YouTube's response been to all of this? I mean, how are they justifying this? How have they gotten away with something like that? Their response really has been, you know, that they always take family and children's safety at the utmost importance, and that their policies haven't changed, and that they work strongly with law officials and security officials. But the problem isn't really their policy. The problem is that the algorithms and their strengthened security measures aren't catching these videos being posted still. So people see them, there's no delete button, and they get reposted. So it's obviously falling through loopholes here, where you know, like, it's not technically child pornography, but it's still obviously very creepy stuff that's being posted. So based on your research, the FBI has now actively gotten involved. They're looking into it. But if the children in these videos aren't technically nude, like we just said, how much can law enforcement really do? I mean, is it really illegal, what they're doing? In this case, with the videos that were being posted on YouTube, no, those videos are not technically illegal. That is up to the platform to say, hey, we don't want stuff like this posted on our website or on our platform. But as far as the FBI goes, it was the watermark that led us to the other websites that were affiliated with actual child pornography that these girls were featured in. These were sort of advertisements for it because it was kind of like a tease. They weren't, you know, actually involved in anything overly explicit. It was just highly inappropriate. Yeah, I would say at the very least highly inappropriate. Creepy. Let's just label it. It's creepy. Yeah. As part of your investigation, you talked briefly about going into what's called the darknet, and I think a lot of people viewing have maybe perused some of it beyond these regular websites that most people access on, you know, Chrome or Safari. Tell us a little bit more about the stuff that, when it leads you into the darknet, what they find there. So in this case, we didn't actually have to go to the darknet to find it, which is almost more shocking. Yeah. But that's because after, you know, following this rabbit hole of content, it led to a paywall. And if you wanted to go into that paywall, you had to subscribe. And the instructions were, you know, you subscribe, it sends you a separate email address with another link and a password. And so the thing about the dark web is really anyone can access it. You just have to have some software. But did they allow Bitcoin? So that way people can continue to remain anonymous? Well, the FBI agent I spoke with said that actually hasn't been as big of an issue as you would think because Bitcoin just isn't as common. Right. So normal pay methods. Normal pay methods, yeah. So PayPal. The version, the illegitimate version of that is called NNPay, and it's affiliated with, as we mentioned in our report, over 2,400 different child pornography websites that we could find so far. Found that through a backlink search. So it sounds to me like you accidentally stumbled upon this whole secret world, that there are even ways to pay for it, the financial backdoors that people are using to continue proliferating child pornography. Did that surprise you guys at the Caller about the extent of this problem and that YouTube is the gateway, essentially? I personally was shocked. I think many of my fellow journalists were shocked. I was also surprised at just the prolific life this stuff takes on, because the internet doesn't have a delete button. When it's put up there, it's there for good. And because of social media and smartphones and innovations like this, child pornography has actually taken on a whole new life. The agent I spoke with said that this year alone they've had a 60% increase in the cases that they've taken down.
It's just kind of gut-wrenching for those of us with children especially. So let me ask you this. Has your story picked up steam anywhere else in the mainstream media? Is anybody else talking about it?
No, not yet, unfortunately. It's just a heavy subject that people don't really want to touch.
Right, because it's not advertiser friendly to then post a Pampers video after you talk about something like this. But it's obviously a huge problem, and I think there are a lot of journalists that don't dare go there either. So I really commend you on this venture that you accidentally stumbled upon. Very important subject. Thank you so much. I mean, and this is kind of grim. It's ahead of Mother's Day, so all moms should kind of be aware of this stuff. Thank you so much for sharing your story and enlightening the viewers to this. Caitlin McFall, thank you.
Absolutely.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.